How you doing, vinyl community? David Michael here. It's early Monday morning, as it always seems to be when I film these videos. So, good morning to you. I hope you all had a good weekend. Since my last video, I think I went out. It's Monday, so I went out Friday with the wife. Friday night vinyl shopping at thrift stores. So what I'll do this morning is I'll show you those. But what I'll do is I'll show you some two. I got two new albums, but they're boxes. So I'll start with those, and I'll show you what I got. Friday, I believe, was it Friday or Saturday? I can't remember now. A friend tipped me off that a local store had this on sale for $29.99, brand new. So I had to go pick it up. Since the last copy I had, by the way, it's Miles Davis, Kind of Blue, and I'll show you the box in a second. The last turntable I found, fixed up, and gifted. They didn't have any vinyl, so I gave this person my copy of Kind of Blue and a couple other records that I kicking around. But I knew that I didn't mind really gifting it to that person because I had my eyes on this box set for a while. And then when I got the call or text, does anyone call anymore? No one calls me anymore. It's all text. So when I got the text that this record was $29.99, I had to go get it. So this is the Miles Davis Kind of Blue box set. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. It's not that rare, but to me that price was it was too good to pass up. So I'm not going to go into detail because I'm sure on YouTube there's much more detailed videos of this box set. There's a poster. Quite a nice book, actually. A very detailed book about the recording sessions. Just all types of things. It's really, the book is really actually really good. There's a package of art prints, which I don't really need to open, but there is that. And the vinyl itself is what other color but lovely blue vinyl, and it sounds amazing. So that was the Miles Davis box set that I got, and then inside the vinyl gatefold is the two CDs that come with it, and then there's the DVD about the kind of the history of Kind of Blue. So that was a really nice surprise to get that so inexpensively, and I was very happily playing that the other nights all the way through. So this leads me to my next one. Like a lot of people got the new Metallica. This is the Metallica box. I lined up bright and early Monday morning at one of the bigger record stores here in my city, and it was the first time I had lined up for an album. I tried to figure it out probably since 1991 because I had been in music retail all the other years, so I didn't ever need to line up. And what I found curious, and I was taking photos and posting it on my YouTube vinyl community that I'm on, that there was no one there. And I had to kind of figure out that, well, in 1991, lining up for albums was still a big thing. Midnight openings was a big thing. Record stores that I had been a part of, we had midnight openings for Metallica, for I remember for Garage Inc. And I believe the Load and Reload, the S&M one, we had the midnight opening, and then Death Magnetic, and what's that other horrible album? Oh, Saint Anger, excuse me. So I'd been a part of a lot of midnight openings and things like that where lineups were really crazy. And I guess 2016 is a different time because I think a couple of people showed up at 10 o'clock, and that's what time the doors opened at. And there I was at 9:30, like an idiot, thinking there'd be some big mob scene, and there wasn't. So I'm guessing, yeah, times have moved on, haven't they? That no one really lines up for albums anymore. So that was, I mean, yeah, no, difference between 2016 and 1991 is quite a number of years. But I still thought there would be that level of excitement with people lining up, and I guess people stayed at home waiting for their Amazon shipment to come or wherever they ordered it from. So now I know, don't line up anymore. Anyways, that's Metallica box. I'm sure there's much more detailed unboxings on YouTube, but I think it's transparent yellow or gold, and then there's a transparent blue one. And the set itself is pretty nice. What I don't get in these box sets is art prints and buttons. I mean, I'm gonna guess the majority of Metallica fans were. I don't know if what they have a need for art prints and buttons for. I mean, most people nowadays just keep it all in the box to keep it complete. But and even the Miles Davis box, to be honest with you, the art prints, I don't understand that in box sets. I don't know. That's my thing. I think they could have put some better extras in. Like, it came with a bonus CD of, I believe, outtakes and some live stuff. They could have maybe put the actual CD inside, since you're paying a premium price for the Metallica box set. But you didn't get the full. You got a download, which I'm not a big fan of. But you didn't get the actual full album on CD in there for the car, so they make you go out and buy the CD. So I found the extras in the box set kind of dubious at best. Buttons and art prints. I'm not 14. I don't know what I need those for, but there you go. So on to the few thrift store finds I had. I found a copy of Ray Charles at Newport. And this is an Atlantic label. I'm somewhat familiar looking at labels, record labels, and you can kind of gauge what era they are from that label, but I can't say I've come across this Atlantic label before. I mean, I might. I just don't recall seeing it before, so this would tell me this would probably be close to an original copy. So, Ray Charles at Newport. I found a really, really nice copy of Deep Purple's Come Taste the Band. And it's on Deep Purple Records, so I'm going to guess this is from the UK. Yes, it's from the UK. So I found a UK copy of Come Taste the Band. I don't know who'd give that away, but someone did. So thank you for the person who gave that away. A copy of Renaissance, Ashes Are Burning. This is widely considered to be one of the, well, I guess most popular and highly regarded kind of progressive rock albums. If you kind of Google top prog albums of all time, invariably this album pops up in there. And it's kind of more on the, as the title would infer, Renaissance. It's kind of more of a, it kind of leans towards the folk side of things, the progressive rock arc, I guess. But what was odd is I had, the day before I made this, I found this, sorry, I had made a list on my phone of progressive rock albums that I was missing. And this was on that list. And then the next day I found this at a thrift store. Really nice copy of that. And two more. Let me get rid of my coffee, sorry. I found, I don't think this is that exciting, but it's an original pressing of the Graduate soundtrack in the shrink. And it's the original Columbia labels on it. I just found it really interesting to find like an absolute pristine copy of this in the shrink, and an original copy too. So it's something I didn't have. Simon and Garfunkel are fine by me. So for $1, that was a no-brainer. And this was my final find of that night. Was Francois Hardy from 1967. And from what I understand, this is a Canadian copy. And she's very, very highly collectible. Every time I have found one of her albums, which is not very often, I think this is maybe the second or third one I've found. Once friends find out that I've found a Francois Hardy album in really good condition, they're all kind of clamoring to see if I would sell it or trade it. But I believe, from what I understand, is this was packaged for other markets under this title, and in some other parts of the world it was just called Francois Hardy, apparently. I hope I've read that right. But what I love about this one is I just love the label on this one, Discs Vogue. This is a really nice pink and white and black label. And I know Francois Hardy has a lot of fans still to this day. When I work record fairs, invariably one or two people will come up to me and ask me if I have any of her albums. And I can't say that they're that plentiful in my part of the world anyways. So that was a really nice dollar find, really super clean copy. So there you have it. That was the extent of my finds. Like I said earlier, I hope everyone had a really good weekend. I hope you all had some good finds. And we'll see how the rest of the week pans out for me. Hopefully I'm feeling a bit better. So I'm hoping I can maybe get out little bits of time to go out and maybe check out a thrift store or two. It's been pretty bad in my city anyways. It's going into that season where not a lot of people are cleaning out the garage and basement and donating records. So now until probably spring, it kind of takes a nosedive. In fact, I've run into a few fellow record collectors in odd places like Starbucks and whatnot or whatever, and they kind of ask me, have I been finding things as bad as they've been finding things in the city? And it's, yeah, my city's pretty bad right now, but every year it kind of takes this nosedive around fall. It's really bad for winter and picks up in spring. So I don't suspect my finds in my videos will be that awesome unless I happen to purchase a collection or something like that. So, but anyways, I'm grateful for what I did find. So hope everyone has a great rest of the week. Like I always said, I had a good night watching some people's new videos, and they're wonderful as always. So if you've watched this, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I hope to have a video sometime soon, which means I had some more finds. So this is David Michael from the Vinyl Community. Have a great rest of the week. Take care.